Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabrielle Kazaya. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos from my channel. Currently, we are doing a Life in Our 20s series, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which is actually this video. Just what I've been learning so far, especially this year. I feel like I've learned a lot of gems and I love to share them all with you. I am definitely ending 2024 off with a bang, but full of things that I did not expect to accomplish, and also being redirected many times in some of the things that I really thought I was going to get this year, I didn't. And learning and understanding how do I continue operating within the sadness of not getting some things, but also focusing on the joy of the accomplishments of the things that I have received this year. So these are just some of the things that I have learned this year, and hopefully because I learned them, y'all don't have to go along that same journey of possibly making that mistake. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. My first biggest thing that I felt that I did not do the best job at was realizing how well you're doing in the moment. I know people used to say this all the time, like just enjoy the little things, but it is so imperative that you truly just relish in the now. I think a lot of times we think about like the large things. For example, school. I always think about the last grade I'm gonna get in that class. I think about the A, how it's gonna affect my GPA. But I don't ever sit and be like, wow, Gabby, like you just finished a 10-page research paper. You conducted research and then wrote 10 pages about it. And they weren't double spaced. And it took you a long time to do that. Like, good job. You got this grade on it. That was amazing. Just sitting in those small things. Like, my video, say my TikTok didn't perform well, it only got 300 views and I spent like hours working on it, but you just got a brand deal out of that because they can see the time that you spent and worked on it. So just like celebrating your little moments in life, I feel like is so important. The other day I called my mom and told her something so little and she was like so excited. And I feel like you don't understand how much you downplay things in your life until you start celebrating the wins. And I'm not saying celebrating in the sense that like you need to take yourself out to dinner and buy yourself a bag or go on a trip because of it, but just be happy about what you did in the moment. And I think those small things definitely make a big difference, especially as you continue accomplishing more of your goals, achieving more things. It is so important to focus on that. Focus on the good in life. Focus on your wins. Focus on those acceptances and those congratulations, because that moment is not going to come again. And that's the reality of it. As long as you focus on that and celebrate yourself, like, yes, girl, you did that this year. You did your big one. You did your thing. Like, good job. And if no one else is going to tell you, and if you forget to tell yourself, I am so proud of you. You have accomplished so much and you should enjoy that. And that is going to strive you to only push harder and work harder to your next goal. Your setbacks is going to help you align in what you actually need and want to do. For example, I definitely toyed with changing my major or changing the place that I was living at, like my apartment. And I think you have to stop looking at your changing directions as a bad thing, and that it actually may be something that's good. Because, for example, if you decide to change your major and you know that science is not what you want to do, biology is not what you want to do, you want to focus on law, so you change to an English major or a political science major, that direction you may focus on like, oh, I have to take more classes, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that. But in reality, that was an amazing shift because now you know what you want to do. So understanding that redirection is not a setback, it's a step forward in the right direction. Understanding that you cannot harp on the negative. You have to focus on why your redirection was the way it was. So that may cause you to have a new opportunity or to meet someone that you're going to really need in your life. Focus on the good, and I feel like focusing on the positive and everything in life is make such a dynamic transition in your life. Like when you always focus on the good and focus on the positive, you are going to like just blossom because you're not focused on the negativity that's surrounding you anymore. You're just focused on everything good. And that's not to say that you're ignoring the bad things in your life, but you're working to fix them. And as long as you're working towards that, you're a-okay. Something else that was one of the hardest pills for me to swallow was to know when and how to show up for someone. I found myself in a friendship this year that I was giving so much and wasn't receiving anything. And the other person felt as though they were giving the exact things that I needed in a friendship and not realizing that I was actually overcompensating. So in that, I had to know when to stop doing so much for someone. And in the sense that like, I will still show up for you as a friend. I will still attend your events, but I'm not going to pick up your slack and I'm not going to do the things that you are just too lazy to do. I'm just going to allow you the time to do it. And in time, you're going to realize, oh, hey, like I wasn't doing this or I wasn't doing this well. And that is what Gabby picked up in our relationship. And I can depend on her for certain things, but she is not the end all be all. And she cannot be the person that I depend on all the way and don't have to do any work. And I don't have to do anything for her. I think this can be useful whether it's a class project and that girl thinks you're just going to do all the work, or that guy thinks you're going to do all the work and they're not going to help you at all. Or something as big as like something monetary or something that you're doing for someone. Physically, emotionally, mentally, like all those things can be very draining. And if you do not put yourself first in all those situations, you're not going to get where you want to go. And that really leads me to the next thing. Please, please, please fill your cup up before you fill others up. And I really think this is the best example that I can give to this. When you're on the airplane, the flight attendant and the flight crew at the beginning, they walk you through all the steps, all the things that you're supposed to do. They always tell you to put your mask, your face mask on before you help the person next to you, even if it's a child. And I think the best way to look at that as is if you do not help yourself and ensure that you are the best person in breathing in this example that you can be, how are you going to pour into someone else if you don't even have your own cup filled first? If you're not breathing on the plane when it's about to crash, how are you going to help the person next to you breathe? You're going to stop breathing in the middle of trying to help them. So you always have to make sure that you're prioritizing yourself and then helping other people. And this is not in a selfish way or always putting yourself first and never doing anything for anyone else, but at least make sure that you are maintaining your own personal things first. Handle your goals, make your accomplishments, hygiene, self-care, all the things that you want to do. Don't put that on hold and halt that because there's someone else in your life who needs you as well, because they can stop needing you at any point and you still have to put into yourself. And if you don't do that, you're going to be out of luck. Be okay with not being accepted. And I think you can apply accepted to anything that's going on in your life at this current moment. But what I will say is that not everything is for you. And not being accepted into something may save you from something that you didn't need at that time. It's not always to look at it in a bad way. But I also want you all to apply this to the sense that like, not every girl is going to want you to be their friend. Not every guy is going to want you to be their friend. Not every person is going to value your intelligence, your personality, your spirit, whatever it is that you bring to the table. And them not accepting you, just look at it as your saving grace. Because you are not for everyone. And that's the truth of the matter. And as long as you don't get hooked on that, you will be okay. I think life. I literally said half of this year, like, life is lifing right now. And that was not to say that like everything is going bad for me or everything is doing this, but life has its challenges. And as long as you don't feel defeated and sleep your day away and not get back up and get back going, you are doing everything just right and just fine. These are some of the things that I feel like I learned. There's so many more things. Like I could talk about this for hours, but those are just some of the key things that I felt like having those little nuggets in the back of your mind as you're going through life definitely helps, definitely just allows you to keep going. I've been talking with my hands so much for this video, y'all. I'm so sorry. But really just focusing on what you can control, what you can do, Like, when you focus on what you can control, I feel like it has saved me so much worry, lessened my anxiety by like 10 billion. Focus on you, and as long as you do that, you are going to have the best possible outcome you can, because you're working on yourself, you're working towards your goals, and you're doing everything that you need to do. Y'all, life lessons are everywhere as long as you pay attention. I find myself rewatching old Disney movies lately, and the things that they were trying to tell us about life that just went right over our heads when we were looking at everything else was so imperative, and I feel like I really have a different appreciation for them now. Comment down below something that life has been teaching you this year. What has been the hardest thing for you, the easiest thing for you? What was that one thing that you really took away? I cannot wait to see you guys in the next part of this series. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Let me know your thoughts down below. I love y'all so much, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next video.